in the studio tonight we have CHOI.
CHOI, you got it now.
CHOI. I want to say, yeah, it took a while. I want to say so many different ways of the variations.
No one will ever get it right, and that's cool. That's cool.
It's kind of like almost like a sneeze. You're like CHOI.
It is.
God bless you.
It's very quick, so that's cool. All right, so we have CHOI in the studio tonight. Some of the members, we have Nick DeFazio and Joe Mulhern, the two guitarists and the lead vocalist. So they are from, well, let's get into that. Let's just get into the roots. You guys are from where?
I'll let Nick take this one.
I guess since the majority of the band is from Needham, I guess you could say we're from Needham. In the greater Boston area.
In the greater Boston area, mostly.
Yeah. I'm residing in Scituate right now, Scituate, Massachusetts. Originally from old Foxborough.
He's a Foxborough.
Old Foxborough.
Well,
and then we got Joe Rufo, Brighton, Mass.
That's literally his name.
He's clearly from.
Born in Brighton, raised on the Cape, I believe is the title.
I think it was Joe Rufo, Brighton, Mass, from Southie, raised on the Cape.
It's very confusing.
I think that's
he's had a crazy life.
He's had a crazy life, and he's a good kid. They're all good kids, and when, like I said, when you get them together and you get them out there, it's just a blast. It's a hoot. It's a hoot to be with these guys. They bring up the energy level of any room you're in. Any
it's
situation.
Crazy. We're crazy guys out here.
These little guys are coming out there, and they're doing something to the local music scene, and they're gonna take off. I can see it in their eyes. And
why don't
their
you
hearts.
guys tell us about some of your future ambitions with the band? Like, are you trying to, play any shows, go on tour, do any live stuff like that? Or are you focused on staying in the studio and writing more music?
Well, I think for now, we're just trying to get this EP done before we play a lot more shows, but we definitely want to get more involved in local show scene. Really anything, like house shows, venues, bars, wherever. We'll play.
Yeah, the band's definitely still in its infancy, and we're all still writing. We played our first show about a month ago, and that was a bunch of fun. And but then we took a step back and we're like, hey, maybe we should record a substantial EP. And luckily, as I said earlier, our friends at Loftman Records are hooking us up, and we're going to start recording, this month, hopefully, our EP.
So where was the first show that you guys played?
That was at the Fraternal Lodge in, where was it?
It was
Centerfield, Mass.
Centerville.
Yeah. And that was, it was a trip, but it was cool. A lot of great bands played. It was like Moving Picture House, and it was.
That was all I really remember.
Yeah,
Moving Picture House.
They were cool. They were cool.
Good, yeah.
But it was a fun show, and we're looking forward to playing a lot more. I know. Next month we're going to be playing some more shows, and we're working on aligning all that. But right now we're talking about doing the EP right now. So
cool. Now I want to reiterate this, and we kind of didn't really get into it. We started talking about weird stuff like we've been doing.
We got into it
for the past little while, but I want to actually ask a serious question about the songwriting process, and because I know obviously all you guys personally and how you come from different musical backgrounds, and how how most of you write and come in just with whatever. So would it be one of you guys would come in with a riff, or you guys would come in and someone might have a little something and then you start working off of that together? Or is it a combination of both? Or how did the process go? How was it tough at first getting together, or kind of did the wheel start turning?
Yeah, it was, I think me and Nick, we both on our own make a lot of music. So like, and it's almost around the same genre. It agrees with itself. Like, they play off each other well. So we'll come in with some riffs, or Nick came in with like a few full songs, and we were like, oh, let's play that and let's make some tweaks to it. So like, our bassist Jared and our drummer Joe can really adapt to it, and we bring in little bits and pieces, or like we'll start jamming a little riff, and then like we'll be like, oh, this would sound cool and this would sound cooler, and by the end of it, it's like, it's got a real unique sound. I don't really know what to compare it to, but it's cool.
Yeah, if you could. It's tough sometimes because musicians don't always want to do this. If you could put a label on it, or put kind of a few genres that each of you might say it, I guess in combination would culminate to, what would you say it sounds?
Well, I don't know if I would actually. It's like pretty hard to like say what kind of genre you are, but we can go into some of our influences and
do that.
What bands we listen to a lot, because that's obviously going to be a big influence. I think for me, what I've been listening to a lot lately is a band called Pianos Become the Teeth. They're really good.
A Top Shelf band.
Yeah, Top Shelf.
Yeah.
Balance and Composure, I listen to.
That's like a
enormous amount.
huge influence for us.
Yeah, I think they're probably one of our, or definitely my biggest influences as a band. Yeah.
And has that? Do you find yourself reverting back to old influences, like kind of from your past, or you're more taking it to Balance and Composure and Pianos Become the Teeth,
I'm not
stuff.
listening to it and then writing and ripping it off.
Of course.
But I think everything is kind of built up to it. So
Yeah.
Obviously, what I listened to in 2000s or 2010, whatever. Started listening to Brand New, and then kind of getting into that whole emo genre,
Right.
and then into some of the newer stuff that's happening now in the scene, which is a lot of really, really cool stuff, especially with
Twinkle
the
Daddy.
Yeah.
Mostly Twinkle Daddy.
No,
Twinkle.
I've honestly, I've found myself listening to, I don't know, I'll be listening to, something ridiculous, like Wu-Tang Clan or whatever, and I'll hear the bass line, and I'll be like, wait, and I'll have it stuck in my head, and I'll be like, Jared, try this out, or whatever, and there's, we can really pull from anything, but, definitely, Balance and Composure, and what you're saying about the earlier bands, the heyday, the 2006, Census Fail, Taking Back Sunday, Thursday, all of that is just in our blood, dude.
Cool.
You guys have
So
anything
into it.
else that you do to inspire yourselves and get yourselves going in the writing process? Any little things that help you out?
Hot yoga.
Hot yoga.
Yeah.
Little wheatgrass shots and, organic fruits.
Well, I think we'll come up with riffs, and then we'll take some time, between band practices and really think about it, think where we want to go with the song, whether we like it, when we scratch some parts, and...
Do you ever feel like you make a song really fast and then other ones take you a long time, or is it usually the same sort of process? Because I know for me personally, some of the best music that I've ever made was made so quickly. It just sort of came out
exactly.
of me. And then sometimes I'll spend weeks and weeks and weeks working on something and be like, you know what, I don't even like this at this point. I've tweaked it so much and I'm just done with it.
Yeah.
So I just didn't know if it was similar for you guys to, kind of have a spontaneous burst of inspiration, or if it was more of a slow process towards it.
We've been figuring that out slowly. I feel like you can't force it at all. You got to get that spark of creativity. Some days you got to just man, maybe I'll just play Xbox and just chill. And other days you're I got to make something right now. But I think we've run into a lot of brick walls. We're writing a song, and 2 band practices later we're no, I'm not feeling it.
Happy with
Yeah.
it. Yeah, because I feel like, I guess what is going to be, the EP just kind of came very quickly. In one band practice we'd write a whole song.
Yeah.
The next band practice we'd play it a couple of times and then have a new song by the end of it as well. So the EP it came very quickly, but recently I guess it's been a little tougher to kind of hash some stuff out, especially because we've taken a little bit of a break since everyone's gone back to school and all.
And Nick's an accountant.
Yes.
Hey, Nick's an accountant.
Nick
I'm not in
has a
school.
big boy job.
I have a big boy job.
I'm definitely thankful that you guys could make it out here tonight. Really stoked, and we are gonna play a song real quick while you guys get set up. We're gonna come back to a little acoustic set from
A live
CHOI.
performance for
A
Ghost
live
Town Radio.
Here we go. So thank you for joining us on Ghost Town Radio, and
Thank you for having us.
yeah, no problem.
Yeah, thanks
guys.
for coming, guys. This has been nice.
All right, we'll be right back with some CHOI.